I still remember the sound of the glass. It slipped from my hand, hit the marble floor, and shattered. The room went quiet. Every head turned. My wife looked at me, right there, in front of everyone, and she laughed. Not a small laugh. Not an awkward laugh. A real laugh. The kind of laugh that tells a room full of strangers that the man standing there doesn't matter. She waved her hand toward me. "Relax, everyone," she said. "He's just my husband." A few people chuckled. Someone behind me whispered, "Poor guy." And in that moment, I understood something. In that room full of designer suits, crystal chandeliers, and champagne glasses, I was the only person who didn't belong. At least, that's what they believed. The ballroom looked like something from a movie. Tall golden walls, huge windows showing the city lights, soft piano music floating through the air. Every table had white roses. Every guest wore expensive clothes. And in the center of it all was Lena, my wife. People surrounded her. They kept raising their glasses. "Congratulations. You deserve this. Your uncle always believed in you." 24 hours earlier, everything changed. Her wealthy uncle passed away. And to everyone's surprise, he left Lena nearly $12 million. The news spread quickly. Overnight, she became the most important person in every room. Phones started ringing. Old friends suddenly came back. Business people appeared. Advisors. Investors. Everyone wanted to be close to her. But the closer she moved into that new world, the further away she moved from me. I stood near the back wall. Simple black suit. No expensive watch. No fancy shoes. Just quiet. Just watching. I had always been comfortable staying in the background. But that night, I wasn't invisible. I was something worse. An embarrassment. A tall man raised a champagne glass. Silver hair. Perfect suit. "Lena," he said with a smile, "you're entering a different world now." People leaned closer, listening. "With this level of wealth," he continued, "you must be careful about the people around you." He didn't look directly at me, but everyone understood. Lena followed his gaze. Her eyes landed on me. For one brief moment, something familiar crossed her face. Maybe guilt, maybe memory, but it disappeared quickly. She walked toward me. Her heels echoed across the marble floor. Step, step, step. The room grew quiet. When she stopped in front of me, her voice was calm, but cold. "I think it's time you go home." Everyone watched, waiting. I nodded slowly. "Okay." But before I could turn away, she added something. "You don't really fit here anymore." Some people looked down at their drinks. Others pretended not to hear. But the damage was already done. I felt in my chest. Not anger. Not humiliation. Just clarity. I picked up my coat. No argument. No scene. No speech. Just quiet dignity. As I walked toward the exit, I heard whispers behind me. Did she really kick him out? Money changes people. Maybe she finally realized her mistake. The big doors opened. Cool night air rushed in. And just like that, I was outside. Alone. The hotel parking lot was quiet. City lights reflected off rows of black cars. I walked slowly toward my car. An old gray sedan. Nothing fancy, but reliable. Just like me. When I reached the door, I heard a voice behind me. "Excuse me." I turned around. A woman stood near the entrance. Mid-40s. Navy suit. Sharp eyes. Calm posture. I had seen her earlier inside the ballroom, watching everything. "You're Daniel, right?" she asked. I nodded. "Yes." She stepped closer. "My name is Claire. I worked with Lena's uncle." That surprised me. "He mentioned you once," she said. I frowned slightly. "Me?" She studied my face. "What I saw tonight doesn't match the man he described." The wind moved softly through the parking lot. "What did he say about me?" I asked. She crossed her arms. "He said you were the only person he trusted around Lena." That caught me off guard. I had only met the man a few times. Claire continued. "And he said something else." She paused. "If anything ever felt wrong, I should pay attention to you." I leaned against my car. Why would he say that? Claire glanced back at the glowing hotel windows, then back at me. "Because," she said quietly, Things tonight are not what they seem. Inside the ballroom, the celebration continued. Music grew louder. More champagne opened. People surrounded Lena, giving advice. Invest in real estate. Start a company. Build a brand. Everyone had plans for her money, but no one asked one simple question. Was she ready for this? Claire checked her watch. Tomorrow afternoon, she said. There will be a meeting. Lawyers, advisors, financial planners. I nodded. That makes sense. She looked at me again. Will you be there? I shrugged. I wasn't invited. Claire smiled slightly. You might want to come anyway. The next afternoon, the same hotel hosted a private meeting. Large conference room, glass walls, long wooden table. Around 15 people sat there. Lawyers, financial advisors, consultants. Lena sat at the head of the table. Elegant, confident, but tired. The excitement from the night before had turned into pressure. Everyone wanted decisions. Numbers filled the projector screen. Property values, trust funds, company shares. Claire sat quietly in the corner, watching, listening. Then suddenly, the door opened. Every head turned. I stepped inside. Silence filled the room. Lena looked shocked. What are you doing here? Her voice wasn't angry, just confused. I walked toward the table. I thought I should hear everything too. One of the lawyers adjusted his glasses. I'm sorry, sir. This is a private meeting about Miss Lena's inheritance. Claire finally spoke. Actually, everyone looked at her. There's one more document we need to review. The room exchanged confused looks. What document? Lena asked. Claire walked to the projector. She plugged in a small drive. The screen went dark. Then a new file appeared. The title read, Final Directive, Personal Statement. A video began to play. And suddenly, Lena's uncle appeared on the screen. The room froze. His voice filled the conference room. If you're watching this, it means I'm gone. Lena covered her mouth. The old man smiled gently. I know everyone will focus on the money. He paused. But money has a strange habit. It reveals people. The room shifted uncomfortably. He leaned closer to the camera. So before my inheritance becomes final, I want one thing to happen. Claire stood quietly beside the screen. The uncle continued. I want Daniel in the room. Every head turned toward me. Lena looked stunned. The video continued. Because Daniel knows something that most people here do not. A long pause. Then he said the words that changed everything. The $12 million is not Lena's. The room erupted with whispers. What? That can't be right. Lena's voice shook. Then whose money is it? The old man smiled calmly. Daniel's. Silence filled the room. Heavy. Complete. He continued. 5 years ago, Daniel helped save my company. No publicity. No credit. No reward. Just loyalty. Everyone stared at me. He refused payment, the uncle said. So I created another arrangement. A legal document appeared on the screen. Official stamps. Signatures. Trust details. The $12 million is Daniel's investment trust. Lena manages it, only if they remain married and work together. The room became completely still. Then came the final line. If Lena ever abandons Daniel, or removes him from her life, the trust returns fully to Daniel. Claire turned off the projector. The silence lasted several seconds. Lena slowly looked at me, her voice barely above a whisper. You knew. I shook my head. No. And that was the truth. I never asked for the money. I never expected it. But her uncle saw something in me. Something others missed. Lena stared down at the table. Her hands trembled. 24 hours earlier, she had asked me to leave. In front of everyone. And the legal condition was very clear. I stood calmly. No anger. No pride. Just steady. Lena, I said quietly. This was never about money. The room listened. I married you when we had nothing. I stayed when life was difficult. And last night, I paused. You showed everyone what you believed I was worth. No one spoke. No one moved. Then I continued. But here's the truth. I looked around the room. at the investors, the advisors, the people who laughed the night before. Money doesn't create character. It reveals it. Another quiet pause. I look back at Lena. You still have a choice. You can decide who you want to be. I hope you choose wisely. I walk toward the door. Slowly, calmly. Behind me, the room stayed silent. When I reached the hallway, I heard Claire call my name. Daniel. I turned. She smiled. Your uncle believed you would handle this exactly like that. I nodded. Maybe he just understood people. She chuckled softly. Yes, he definitely did. Outside the hotel, the afternoon sun warmed the pavement. I took a deep breath. For the first time in 24 hours, I felt light. Not because of the money, but because truth has power. It clears the air. It reveals people. And sometimes, it reminds you who you really are. Later that evening, Lena called. Her voice sounded different, quieter. I'm sorry, she said. A long pause followed. I forgot who stood beside me when nobody else did. I didn't answer right away. Some lessons need time. But forgiveness is stronger than pride. Life has a strange balance. Sometimes the quiet person in the room is the one holding everything together. And sometimes, the person in the spotlight forgets who helped build the stage. Respect isn't measured by money, or status, or applause. Respect is measured by how you treat the person beside you when nobody else is watching.